Teen SueChefs. I'm Miss Sue, and I am fortunate today to have 4 teens here to help us cook. If you guys want to pop your head in and say hello, you can. We are so privileged to be here at the AlexHamilton Memorial Free Library, and we are here because of their generosity in letting us use their kitchen and because of the generosity of our sponsors. So I have to talk about these businesses real quick. Patriot Federal Credit Union gives us funding for things like aprons and food and events, and also the Beveled Edge, which is a granite and countertop company up in Gettysburg. They did my kitchen. It's awesome, and they're perfectionists, so you can trust them with the big project. They're really, really great. So thank you to our sponsors for helping us have our program. Today we're going to make mini pizzas. We're going to have a savory one, like, you know, tomato sauce and pepperonis and things like that, and we're going to have a sweet one where we use cream cheese and a little bit of powdered sugar and then put fruit on top. So it's going to be divine and delicious. And Miss Gina, who is also very much a part of this program, she's running the camera so you can't see her. She smartly got us whole wheat pita pockets so we could use these as our base for our pizzas, which is very healthy. So, you know, we don't have a lot of unhealthy stuff here, and healthy can be delicious, and we forget that. 72% of Americans are overweight. 72%. That's a lot. So we want to cut down on the fat, we want to cut down on the dyes and preservatives, we want to cut down on the fast food, and we're going to eat at home, and that's really what this is about. So the first thing SueChefs does is we always wash our hands, and we just did that, and now we're going to wash vegetables and fruit. And what we do for that is get a big bowl, and we're going to put some water in here, and then we're going to put some vinegar and a little bit of lemon juice, like a quarter cup of vinegar and a couple tablespoons of lemon juice. It doesn't have to be exact. And what happens is those two work together to kill bacteria, fungi, and bugs that are on the fruits and the vegetables. Then we're just going to rinse them and let them dry out a little bit and then do our food prep. So that's kind of where we were when we started. So we're going to start doing that. I do want to say that the way you remember tablespoons and teaspoons is like this. A tablespoon is always bigger. Like the table is always bigger than a cup of tea. So that's how you can remember tablespoon is the big spoon. Okay, guys?
I love that.
Yeah, I do too. My mom taught me that. I like to pour over the bowl. That way if I mess up, it's just in the water and it's okay. Less mess on the countertop too. Okay, so now let's just dump our blueberries first, and we're going to count, somebody's going to figure out 30 seconds. We want it to be in there for 30 seconds before we go to the next step.
I thought you were going to say we're going to count blueberries.
Let's count every blueberry.
You were the only one who thought she was
every blueberry.
Say that.
Good luck. No, I'm just kidding. Another thing about fruit that I want to add in is don't wash it until you're ready to use it, because as soon as you wash the fruit, it gets it wet, and particularly strawberries, they will go bad so quickly. So make sure you wash your fruit just before you use it, guys. Are we in?
Yeah.
All right, who's in charge of the 30 seconds?
Just start counting now, it's fine.
Keep these out of here, right? And then after you get them out of there, you're gonna rinse them. And then we're going to dump them on a towel and let them dry. Okay, so how about if we do that, and you and I will set up the towel. Emma, you haven't had a job yet, so this goes in the fridge and this goes in the cupboard above that lady's head.
Okay.
I'm going to get the tea towel. Are you guys okay with the fruit cleaning job?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Anything that's bad like that, throw out. You can do the same thing with your tomatoes, your strawberries, and actually the peppers.
So check them.
Yeah, that was the step I didn't add in. Yeah, just about everything in the world cooks on 350, but check your recipe. This will allow these pita breads to puff up a little and to get a little crispy, and then they're easier to work with and they're more enjoyable to eat. You guys doing okay? Thank you.
There you go, now it's heating up.
All right. So I'm going to grease these pans this way, just real easy, because we don't want a lot of grease, because grease goes to your body as fat. When we eat fat, the body can't process the fat that's on our bodies. So if you eat it, it's going to be digested. But if you don't eat a lot of fat, then your body has an opportunity to eat the fat that's on your body. That's what it will choose. So just kind of know that. You want to watch your fat intake. These I'm going to ask you to spread them out there because we're going to use these cooling trays. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how to do this and then let you guys do this. We're going to put a little bit of oil on the top of them, just around the edges, so that they crisp up a little bit, but not a lot. So there's two methods. Get a little cup, put some oil in it, and use a brush. There's a pastry brush, an actual plastic one. You can get them at the Dollar Tree for $1. Don't use Dad's paintbrush out of the garage, but you could use a clean, fresh paintbrush if you wish. So I'm just going to, like that, and just pat this a little bit around like this, just to get a little bit of oil on it. Not a lot, just a little.
So you're not putting it in the middle at all, just around the edges?
Just around the edges. Again, it's more like saving the fat, that we don't really need to eat, because that'll make the edges nice and crispy, and we're going to fill in the middle anyway.
Whoopsies, you can just blot that up with a towel.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Or even if that towel's getting a bit too soaked, you could always get a different towel piece.
Lucy went there.
I just went into this, kind of pushed up
Oh,
on it.
you pushed up from the bottom too?
Yeah.
Oh great, that's going to be
That's so much
very helpful.
Yeah.
How do we look?
That can go in the trash can, but it's an excellent fire starter if you ever decide you want to have a campfire outside. Would somebody set a timer on that for 7 minutes?
I got a lot of oil on my hands.
Oh, that's no good. Aha.
Alright. Have you done this before?
No.
Okay. So we want this. See how that wheel's on there?
Yeah.
And then you pinch it real tight. And then you turn it and it'll go around.
Okay.
I'll help you. I'll do that. Put those on the counter. Watch that top. And you'll see they're chopping these vegetables up smaller so that they go on the pizza and cook, a little bit.
Yeah.
So we do that with the peppers. I recommend these be cut in half because that makes them easier to manage. So there's lots of chopping. And the strawberries in quarters. So we've got to help with chopping. We're going to have to help with chopping. So let's do that. Now since this is a fruit, and if we had used a meat, we'd have to get a different cutting board. But because it's a fruit, and we're going to cut fruit, we're okay. Because you don't want to have protein and carbs, like if you do a protein, any kind of protein, then get a different cutting board. But because it's a carb, we're okay. We don't even have to touch it. Flip it over.
Is it iPad?
Right?
It's virgin.
See how they look? And I need more time. And I'll switch them. So I'm thinking another 4 minutes on these, so that would be total 10 to 12 minutes.
Here we are in the chopping emporium. All the busy choppers are beavering away.
No, it's not a motorcycle group. It's a cooking group.
Motorcycle cooking.
Right.
Nice.
I like that. We could do that.
Okay, we gotta get this out of here.
Franklin County choppers.
Franklin County choppers. Next time I'll dress in leather and bring bicycles. John's like, no. So when they get a little puff in them, see how they're puffed up? Then they've got a little bit crispy on the top and the bottom. And they're much more enjoyable as a crust. They're not as rubbery.
Okay.
Okay, about 11 minutes.
So what are you working on over here, Emma?
I just put the Philadelphia cream cheese in this bowl here, and then I think the next thing we're gonna do is put a little bit of some sugar into here. That way it makes a sweetness.
Okay.
And you can cut that back if you are watching your sugar. So here's the sugar thing, okay? Sugar spikes insulin. That makes you energetic. And then when sugar wears out of your bloodstream, think about a soda going low. Then your body says, ooh, I need more sugar. So then you have to eat more because you're hungry and you crave it. So that's why you want blood sugar to be even throughout your day. And every time you do soda or candy or anything really heavy like that, you can bet you're going to have cravings for sugar the rest of the day. So just know that going forward. Make sure the wind's not blowing.
Hovering.
All right, so a 1/4 cup. And you're just shaking it to level.
Okay. All right. Dump that in there.
All right. Oh, hey. Come on. Well, I'll just come close, but not come in.
Come close, but not come in.
There's like no space in here.
Blueberries, bananas, olives, tomato sauce, green pepper, tomatoes, and strawberries.
Okay.
This is the savory from the olives down to the tomatoes, and then this would be the fruits from the strawberries to the bananas.
Nice. And we have some little spices.
It's with
Some
the
lovely
sweet.
spices there. I see some garlic, some red pepper, and some red pepper flakes.
And this is a mixture of the
Sour cream.
the cream cheese, and with some powdered sugar.
Great.
One more ingredient I forgot. It's in the refrigerator. It's the mozzarella cheese.
Aha, we can't do without that. Ta-da. Oh yeah, pepperonis.
I forgot about these.
5.
The pepperonis.
Ooh!
Looking good. You'll have to tell us how it is.
Alrighty.
Good?
Really good.
Great.
Okay, do you agree with me that the bananas are like slimy?
So when we put our savory ones back in with the toppings on, how long are we going to do that?
We're going to do that about 4 or 5 minutes. Just
Okay.
enough to warm it through.
You got another one?
Okay.
Oven right?
Yeah. Yay! All right, and so we'll remember, right? It's like 4 or 5 minutes, just enough to heat it through and melt your cheese. And we ramped it up to 375, so it'll cook quicker. You could go to 400, but it might make it too hard. Then you got really, really hard
You got
pizza crust.
frisbee.
Yeah,
Well said.
we don't want that.
Frisbee. Guys,
We got the kids stuff.
I did. I brought the kid
All right.
basket by mistake.
Oh,
I'm going to switch with you.
Alright.
that's pretty good.
My lonely one.
Whoops. Bad pizza. Be alone.
Okay.
Suffer.
It's going into timeout.
Oh, good. I didn't
Say bon appetit or whatever you want to say.
Bon appetito.
Okay.